Hey there, you want to know what the signs were that Gates marriage was never going to make it? And more importantly, what that means for your relationship and the signs that maybe you should be looking for to see if your relationship is going to make it or not? Then stay tuned because I'm going to be sharing all of that with you right here coming up. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm an attorney and an author and a narcissist negotiation expert. I am committed and have a passion and a mission. I'm on a crusade, actually, to help you be the most powerful and persuasive room in any room in which you walk into, even if it includes narcissists or toxic or difficult personalities. If that sounds amazing, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. So let's talk about Bill Gates. I actually saw an article on this and it was making me think about, okay, signs that their marriage weren't going to make it, but more importantly, what are the signs that you need to be looking for that maybe your own relationship may not make it? So a lot of the things that happened with them are good signs for you to check out and take a look at as well. So the signs for Bill and Melinda, number one, were apparently they have very different upbringings. He was sort of he was raised in a somewhat affluent family, kind of gave him a lot of freedom. And so he was kind of left alone a lot. I know they had some kind of access where he could go where his mom worked. And actually, he started like writing code for computers when he was, pretty young still. But, he did spend a lot of time on his own. And apparently her upbringing was much more conventional. And so, sometimes if you have very, very different upbringings, very different ways of looking at the world, it can make a marriage difficult as well, especially when you are raising children together. So that's number one. Number two is they apparently have very different temperaments. So apparently he is very unemotional. He's just not emotionally available a lot of times. And she's actually much more emotional. And apparently, she admitted during a Business Insider interview in 2019 that they would have these big fights, intense outbursts by her, intense emotion. And this was probably very overwhelming for him. And they probably had different love languages. And by the way, if you want to know more about the narcissist love languages, definitely check out my video on that subject. But you know how there's like the love languages of physical touch and all that sort of thing. Well, he probably wasn't providing what she needed and vice versa. I mean, maybe it was like really hard for him to deal with her intense emotions as well. The third kind of predictor I see in their relationship is how it started. When I first got married when I was 19 years old, I remember the priest saying, "What God has joined, let no man divide," or something. And I remember in all of my 19-year-old wisdom, I thought, well, if I want to be out of it, I'll definitely be out of it. And so when I got remarried to my current husband, who we've now been married 21 years, it was a very different thing. I mean, I remember standing there thinking, no, this is it. This is it forever. And you have to really know like that your commitment is something where you're both in unison on that, and you yourself are feeling that commitment. And apparently Bill had trouble with commitment. He wasn't sure if he could commit. And going back to that emotional unavailability thing, apparently he made a whiteboard of pros and cons about marriage. So romantic. Not. He also had this relationship with this other woman, like at least ongoing for a long time throughout the marriage. And things are coming out now that apparently he cheated a lot. But, there's also this one woman, sort of his version of Camilla, if you know what I mean. Anyway, you can check out my video on this topic on Bill and did he cheat and does it even matter and divorce, whatever, if you want. So that brings me to more signs that your relationship may not make it. Number one, I'm going to say to you the 3 A's: abuse, addiction, and adultery. I call them the 3 deadly sins of marriage. If you have any one of those 3 or even a combination thereof, maybe not such a good sign, because it attacks the integrity of the foundation of the marriage. And it does come down to integrity, integrity on how you even started the marriage as well, integrity on your intents in being in the marriage, integrity of your commitment. So, abuse, addiction, and adultery, I do have a video on that subject as well, if you'd like to check that out. And going back to what I was saying about different upbringings, so number 2 is like, do you have different core values? I mean, core values meaning religion, how you raise your children, how to spend money, ways of living. Are you super sloppy and the other person's super neat, or vice versa? Those are the things that sometimes it's really hard to overcome if you have very different ways of thinking about how to parent or how to spend money, things like that. So that's number 2. And if you agree with me so far, give me a yes in the comments right now. Next one is lack of openness, where one person's not sharing about how they feel about life, how they feel about anything. Maybe they're not sharing passwords, they're not sharing finances, they're living a very independent life. They're not wanting to be part of a couple and being part of a marriage. That's not a good sign. And the last one I see is just a lack of commitment to making it work. I mean, a lack of commitment to hearing what your spouse wants, to being there for them, to sharing things, to listening to each other, to being best friends, to giving. If you're not feeling like you are being honored, valued, and respected in that relationship, your soul knows it. And eventually, you're just not going to be able to live that way any longer. Eventually, you're going to have to be able to breathe. Even a caged bird sings. Remember that. Anyway, I'd love to know in the comments what you guys think, if there's any that you would add. And if you like this video, make sure you like it and share it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, now's a good time to do that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. And grab my free Crush My Negotiation Prep worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. Join my free private Facebook group as well, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. And I'm so glad that you stopped by today. Always remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life today, right now. Start right now, okay? And I will see you in the next video.